Hello students, welcome back. We are studying the first chapter of GST rates. And in this video we shall study the different types of supply. So the first one is taxable supply and non-taxable supply. So what do you mean by taxable supply? Supply of goods or services which attracts GST or which attracts tax is called as taxable supply. So in simple, if I go to make you understand that taxable supply means a supply of goods and services which is chargeable to tax under GST, meaning whenever there is supply of goods and services, either it is from the producer to customer or from wholesaler to retailer to customer, whenever there is a supply, if that supply is eligible to be attracted or on which the government has to impose tax, it is called as taxable supply. Okay, so whenever there is supply, they see that the supply is for which goods, whether the goods attract tax or no. So if the goods are like motorcycle, yes, it attracts tax, so they on that motorcycle there will be tax charged. Okay, if it is the supply of fruits or vegetables, so as you all know, on fresh fruits and vegetables there is no tax, so that is exempt supply or non-taxable supply. So on such supply or such goods do not attract tax. Okay, so taxable supply means a supply of goods or services which is chargeable to tax under GST. So such supply should be chargeable to tax, meaning on such supply there should be tax imposed by the government. Only then we can call such supply as taxable supply. So in simple, supply on which tax shall be paid under GST. Got it? So whenever there is supply, you need to check out which kind of goods or which kind of services are being supplied here. Okay, whether they attract tax. If they attract tax, then such supply can be called as taxable supply. Now non-taxable supply is right exact opposite to taxable supply. So non-taxable supply means the supply of goods or services or both on which GST is not leviable. So they say that now whenever there is supply of goods and services, again you need to check whether on such goods or on such services GST can be imposed. If not, then it is called as non-taxable supply. For example, if there is supply of fresh fruits and vegetables, then on such goods tax is not imposed, so such supply can be called as non-taxable supply. So they say here non-taxable supply means it should be the supply of goods or services or both means goods and services are together supplied. On such supply, GST is not leviable, meaning GST is not charged. Okay, or such supply do not attract GST. Okay, the non-taxable supplies are those goods and services kept out of purview of GST. So you have studied this. What are the goods that are kept outside the purview of GST? For example, like petrol, alcohol, electricity, etc. So such goods come under the category of non-taxable supply. Get it? Okay, so non-taxable supply meaning whenever you supply alcohol, whenever you supply petrol or electricity, then such supply is called as non-taxable supply because such goods do not attract GST. We are speaking only about GST here. It doesn't mean that petrol, alcohol, electricity does not impose tax. It imposes tax, but it is continuing as per the previous taxation system. Okay, yet they have not been taken below GST. So input tax credit is not leviable available in case of non-taxable supply. So what do you mean by input tax credit now? Input tax credit means the tax what you have paid earlier, you are getting it recovered from the tax what you have collected now. Understanding? So I have purchased some goods from my wholesaler, I have paid him some tax. Now when I sell my goods to customer, okay, see, I have purchased my goods from wholesaler, this is me, okay, and I sell the goods to my consumer. Okay, so I have paid some tax to my wholesaler, that is 10 rupees, and I collect from my customer the tax, that is 25 rupees. So the tax what I've paid earlier, I'll get it deducted from 25. Okay, so remaining 15 rupees I will give it to government. So the tax what I paid earlier, I have deducted it, or I've collected it from the tax what I've collected now from my consumer. This is called as input tax credit. Okay, and such input tax credit benefit is not available on non taxable supply of goods. So whenever you supply petrol, alcohol, electricity, you won't get the benefit of ITC because you are not collecting GST there. Okay, then the next kind of supply is zero rated supply. So what do you mean by zero rated supply? So under section 16 of Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, which provides you the provisions of tax relating to zero rated supply. So the section 16 of IGST Act gives you clear idea, right, what do you mean by zero rated supply. So in order to maintain country's economic growth, what they're saying is, if you have to maintain your country's economic growth, okay, if you want your country to be developing and developed, if you want the country to not to face any unemployment problem, all the citizens of the country should have proper employment, and to improve the balance of payment of the government. What is balance of payment? Balance of payment means the monetary transactions of any country, okay, like the export and imports of the country. So if you want your country to be growing, if you want your country to be developing, if you want your country to have employment, and if you want your country to increase the balance of payment, then you have to give them some relief. Understanding? So what they say is, the zero rated supply means it has to provide relief to businesses to increase the country's export. So they say that in order to get all the benefits for one country, you need to give some relief. Now what is relief? Relief is some concession. Now what concession you are giving here? This is the concession given to any businesses whenever they are exporting. What is exporting now? Selling goods to foreign countries. Okay, so when you are selling goods to foreign country, means that you are attracting or you are collecting foreign currency. So when it is more beneficial for any country to earn foreign exchange, so the country, now if the businesses from India want to export goods, then the government of India should give them some relief, should give them some concession to export more and more goods to foreign countries and earn more and more foreign exchange. Understanding? Foreign exchange means foreign currencies. So why, how can, what relief they are speaking now? Government of India should give them concession or relief. Now what relief or concession it is? Now government of India will see that there will be no tax charged to the businesses or to the tradesmen who are exporting their goods to foreign countries. Understanding? For example, if you sell goods within the boundaries of India, there is GST charged to you. Yes or no? Yes. But if you are selling goods to foreign countries, government will see that they will give you some concession in the tax charge when you are exporting goods to foreign countries, because government of India wants to promote export, government of India wants to increase export more and more and earn foreign exchange in return. So what will happen when the export is increased? When the export is increased, there is more foreign exchange. Okay, and what happens here? Then the country's economic growth increases, country will not face unemployment problem, country will improve its balance of payment, etc. So section 16 of IGST Act, in the IGST Act 2017, zero rated supply means any of the following supplies of goods and services. So they say that zero rated supply, the definition of zero rated supply in IGST Act is been explained in the following 3 points, and they say that you can call any supply or as zero rated supply if following one condition satisfies. So what is the first condition here? Export of goods or services or both. Okay, so whenever you are exporting meaning selling goods to foreign countries or selling goods and services outside the political boundaries of a country. Okay, so whenever exporting either goods or either services, or you're exporting both together, then it is called then such supply is called as zero rated supply. Clear? Then if you are supplying goods and services or both to a special economic zone developer. Now what do you mean by special economic zone? So special economic zone is a special area. Okay, so it is an area which is reserved for the businesses to take place, or it is an area which is specially reserved for industries or business people with all the facilities provided to them. So in that area the rules and regulations are different. The rules and regulations are in favor to the businessmen or in the favor of the industrialist. You all might have studied something called as industrial estate. So special economic zone is also similar to industrial estate. So special economic zone is the area which is reserved for business people or for the industrialists to come and start their industries or business. They have been provided with various facilities in that area, and the rules and regulations are all in the favor of the industrialist. Clear? So whenever you are supplying goods and services, or you're supplying both to a special economic zone developer in the sense the for example the government is the developer of special economic zone. So government of India, for example, government of India has reserved an area called as Udyam Bagh for the industrialists, small scale industrialists, to come and start their industries in Udyam Bagh, and they are provided with all the facilities. So if you are supplying goods and services for government in order to develop special economic zone, then such supply is also called as zero rated supply. Or if you are supplying goods or services or both to special economic zone unit. So if there is a small scale industry or there is an industry which is located in the area of special economic zone, then such supply is also called as zero rated supply. Clear? There are three conditions. One is if you export goods and services or both, then such supply is called as zero rated supply. If you are supplying goods and services to special economic zone developer, then again it is called as zero rated supply. And if you are supplying goods and services or both to a special economic zone unit, then again it is called as zero rated supply. Now what do you mean by zero rated supply? Zero rated supply means here there is no tax or no GST charged on the supply. Clear? Zero meaning zero. Okay, nil. Then zero rated supply are eligible to claim input tax credit in respect of goods or services used for supply, even though they might be non-taxable supply or even exempt supply. So what they're saying here is even if you are not paying GST, still even if you are not paying GST, still you are eligible to take the benefit of input tax credit. Okay, so they say that here, even if you are not in zero rated supply, even if you are not eligible or even if you are not paying GST because your tax rate charged here is zero, okay, still you are eligible, meaning zero rated supply people are eligible for to claim input tax credit, meaning the tax what you have paid earlier, you can recover it from the tax collected now from the customer, even if you are not paying tax to the government. Clear? So that is the benefit what you get whenever you do a zero rated supply. Okay, so that's all for today's class. We have studied two types of supply here. First one is the taxable supply and non-taxable supply. Another one is the zero rated supply. Thank you.